clicked it. One. Let's go.
Okay.
I pushed the button too fast. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Countless Heroes after a horrible 40-minute intermission where I was dealing with a bunch of... Thank you for sticking with us. Sorry about that. Hi. So we're going to pick up quickly right where we left off and go ahead and get right back into this. After, we got to talk real quick about our sponsor, World Anvil, the amazing, awesome, wonderful sponsor that we have. Please go check them out at worldanvil.com. And someone will post our link to World Anvil here, so you can go check out our page that Angela has been working diligently on, and I'm sure a few of the others have as well. We've got some exciting things. Why didn't we get to see Terrible Beards? I want to see Terrible Beards. We got some exciting things going on there, and I hear that Angela may start streaming her working on a World Anvil series.
That will depend very greatly on many other people who work for an internet service provider and whether or not my computer and home can handle streaming. But if it can, I would like to start streaming some of the behind-the-scenes World Anvil stuff. So one, you guys can see what happens behind the scenes in World Anvil, and you can just sort of like get fun refreshers about what's happened in the show. I'll be filling in NPC names and items and all sorts of stuff, just like...
As another thought, if you didn't want to stream, you could always just record it, download Streamlabs and record it, and then just put it up on YouTube.
Very true. Very true. I'd like to hang out with people, but yeah, that's a good option.
Yeah, I think the idea is that you'd hang out with people and say hi, and you and I can even work together someday and do it. Next time we have some time off together. Anyway,
that's not a Wednesday.
Right, because next week we start Discover RPG, and something just fell on my... What the hell is going on?
Was it glitter? Yeah.
Not glitter, and it wasn't a spider, so I'm okay. It was a little too big to be a spider. Evidently, it was some sort of piece of paper that came out of nowhere. I have no idea what it was. All right.
A giant spider.
So go check out World Anvil. So basically what I'm trying to say is World Anvil's awesome.
The best.
Go check them out.
So was Nerdsmith.
Also, check out Nerdsmith, nerdsmith.org. Oh, I'm sorry. Never mind.
And here's Kyle.
And here's Kyle to tell you all about it. Go to nerdsmith.org, check out all the amazing shows on there, the brand new homepage. A lot of very fun, cool things going on. Hopefully by the end of November, we'll have the new membership stuff up. I finally got emails to work in the new system. It has been a very unhappy Logan time working on the website with this membership thing. I had to take a break for a couple of days to work on the next thing we're going to talk about, which is Nerdsgiving, which starts tomorrow. Tomorrow is Nerdsgiving. Tomorrow is 15 days of giving by nerds. This year we have chosen the Trevor Project. I'm sorry, my brain just decided to try to do two things at once. And Angela's going to tell you about Trevor Project while I get up the list of people that are involved.
Sure. The Trevor Project is a charity that provides support and resources to LGBTQ youth that are in crisis and in need of help. They have a suicide hotline and a social network that they provide so that youth who feel like they don't have anyone to turn to or, just really need someone to talk to can find sympathetic voices that they can feel safe talking to. And they also have various lobbying efforts to try to promote LGBTQ issues for the public at large. But we are supporting them with the show here at Countless Heroes. So if you subscribe to us, and any money that might go to us as artists on the show as part of the Nerdsmith Network, all of that money's going to, instead of going to us, will be going to the Trevor Project. And then Nerdsgiving is our focused effort among everybody on the network and among some friends that we've made outside the network to also give money and fundraise for Trevor's life-saving services that they have. Logan, do you have a list of some of the people that have joined us?
Of the 13 teams that are involved, one being us, the directors of Nerdsmith, and all the shows that we represent, which will also include this show. So we're going to raise money with this show and several other shows. Then, of course, one of our major supporters along this journey has been Rolled Anvil, and they created a team. They are our top earner right now. They raised $260 just from their birthday last weekend. So $260 just from that. The Nerdsmith directors and generous people through us has already raised $107. Potterfic Weekly has already raised $70. And then little $5 donations that come in from all the other shows. That's all before we even started. We haven't even started, and all this money is coming in. So it's really amazing. So Potterfic Weekly, Seasons of Skyrim, Tal'Dorei Day, which is somebody Angela has met recently.
Yeah, Tal'Dorei Day, the critters.
Tal'Dorei Day. The critters in general. Chaotic Goodness, the Cantata Pensophical, Monster Crush, Dear DM, Plot Hunters, Champions the Earth, and Kajari's Curious Crafts. Is that right?
Yep, Kajari.
Perfect. Nailed it in one. She and a friend of hers, they stream crafting projects.
She's making a mushroom. She's making
a mushroom forest right now. A big piece of terrain for like either D&D or for war games. And by donating to their stream and things, you can get the producer who's sitting there on stream to wear funny hats and do silly things. So they're going to be doing some fun stuff just for this project as well. So go take a look at them. Go and see all of these people. You can go to nerdsmith.org/Trevor. You'll see the names of all these people. You can just click on their name. It'll take you right to their website, or you can click on the donate money button to donate underneath them into their team. I know that we've got a couple of rivalries. Champions of the Earth Chaotic Goodness called out Champions of the Earth. They are going to be in a fight to see who can raise the most money.
Yep.
And I think
let's call it a competition, Logan. Let's call it a competition.
That's one rivalry.
No, you called it a fight.
2 teams enter, 1 team leaves.
1 team leaves with all the money to give to Trevor Project.
Mortal Kombat.
Our initial goal was $500, and here we are sitting at $452 already. And I know there's about $20 sitting in an account that hasn't made its way over there yet. All the money is sitting aside, so I think we would say that right down below. Oh, we can't see it here on this one, but we are at 475 roughly, just about 472 out of $500. So we're very close to hitting our first goal. Our next goal after that will be 1,000, which I think we're going to blow away before Friday. Personally, that's just me. And then we'll probably be hitting somewhere around. I don't know what else are we going to be hitting. What's our next goal after 1,000? I don't know. 2,000, 2,500.
2,000. Yeah.
2,000 probably. We'll probably at least
high as we can go.
Well, and that's the point. The idea is we're just going to keep raising money, and we'll eventually set a goal that we don't hit. That's the goal. But I hope we hit several of them in the interim. All right, so let's get back to this pumpkin fight so we can wrap this up so we can get Mari into the auto.
$1 million.
So we can sell Mari into face slavery.
Yes, sell Mari into
No, I'm good. I'll just go. It's fine. Mari's gonna just leave. Yes?
Just go with them.
This is too much work.
Alrighty.
We got a whole
round of combat.
It is time to
I
go
respect
to the
that,
floor.
Mari.
The kids need a
I
guy.
respect that.
If slavery is called flavery, then Pip is in.
I'm just imagining Mari going to the Feywild like Wendy going to Neverland, trying to teach all the little Fey children how to be proper. That's my new image.
The Summer King is just Guy Fieri, and it's just
Oh God!
welcome to Flavortown.
Guy Fawkes.
Summertown. I love it. Just like but they're little rays of sunshine coming off his hair. They're bleached.
Sounds like the
I
heat
need that
miser
art now.
rather than a Fey.
And suddenly, the heat death of the universe doesn't feel so bad. Pip swings his longsword.
Wow, a twist.
I'm back into it.
All right, Pip, it's your turn. What are you gonna do?
Go swing my longsword.
Keep going.
Because I'm a one-trick pony if there ever was one.
No, Angela.
You're surrendering? Still waving a white
It's not
flag.
my turn. It's not my turn.
So, Pip, like, of course, can see this wall behind the pumpkin critters, right? It's the wall that Pip would be facing towards the south on the map.
There
It's the wall that got torn off.
But yeah, yes, correct.
Yeah. Okay. Pip is going to thrash that snow lady that's right behind you after he thrashes you.
2/3 of a football field away. Yes.
He's Pip. If anyone can do it, he can.
My eyes are on this side of my head, so I have to turn and look. It's lack of depth perception.
Your raging eyebrows are
Oh, I fish.
blocking your vision.
They are slipping
What is
constantly.
that bot doing? How long has that bot been on?
The whole time.
I've seen him do it a couple times.
Pip is not worried about bot. Pip is worried about finding the submit button for his rolls.
All right. Pip, find the submit button and then you hit.
For
That's
13
seven.
points of slashing damage.
All right. Good hit.
Second hit is not a hit.
No, that unfortunately does not hit. So you kind of swing and while you may have thought you were hitting some of that gunk and goop, it just doesn't quite take anything significant.
That is Pip's turn.
Are you done, Mari?
How far away is the Snow Queen? Like, give or take? Like, feet-wise?
200 feet.
Damn it. She's just like a little closer.
Get her.
I could do something. I could do something. She's just like a little closer. It's fine. I don't have a lot of distance spells, and they're fire, so I'm not gonna try to do produce flames. So I'm just gonna do what I did last turn. So I'm gonna use a thorn whip. 13 to hit.
13 does not hit. No.
Didn't think so. This is fine. That was a natural 7. Did anyone look particularly hurt besides? Well, not hurt anymore. Don't think so. So that's
No.
my turn because no anything else I can do. That's my turn.
All right. Is that 3 rounds or 2 rounds that you failed
No,
to do
I
anything?
did something last turn. I succeeded last turn. It's just rolling from yesterday where I didn't succeed at all.
You're
Yeah.
thinking of yesterday, yeah.
Still.
Sil would like to smack the pumpkin in the face.
All right.
Which I can do twice. So I can do it with advantages. So that's 24 to hit.
24 hits.
And a 23 hits.
That hits.
So that is 29 damage.
All right. Beautiful hit.
And she
Nice.
hits him and says, "You will not defeat me!" She's trying to get into her, like, hero persona. No, because she's festive.
Okay. Who's next?
The pumpkins.
The pumpkins.
Which came first? The pumpkin token for Roll20 or your idea to use pumpkins?
Which came first? What?
Never mind. Like,
The roll
did you have the idea to use pumpkins and then looked for the token, or did you see the token and be like,
It's the only pumpkin token that I have available
okay.
without paying for other pumpkin tokens.
Token Tunkin.
All right, so Flaming Linda Blair up there turns towards Oshin, and both of their fists turn into flaming pumpkins, and it starts beating the crap out of Oshin. 16 and a 14.
The 14 doesn't hit. I did say I reckless attacked because I didn't realize I already had
Oh.
advantage.
Right, so I have advantage. So the 16 doesn't hit on the first attack.
The 16 does hit. My AC is a 15.
Okay. And then 15 and 15. So
Yeah.
Okay.
My AC
Both
is
hit?
15 now, so yes.
Got it. Okay, I missed that. Sorry. So both hit. $13 points of bludgeoning, and then 12 points of fire damage.
The
18
6 and
total
6.
points for you.
I take half a fire too, so it'd be 6 and 12.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no, you're right. I'm sorry. 12 total. Oh, and then Pumpverine down there takes his blades and starts slashing across. 21 will hit, and a 13 will not. 14 points of slashing damage, Pip. Oshin.
I'm gonna normal hit the one in front of me because there was literally no reason to reckless because I didn't realize I had advantage on that one.
Next time.
It's like 26. Yeah. Got the same on both die that time. It's just a 21.
Don't forget to add 1 to your damage for the magic weapon.
Yes. So 12 for the first one, and 8 for the second.
Okay.
And that's it.
That's it. Lark.
I cannot wait to give you to Ivy and cover you with marshmallows and then eat you. And then he swings his battle axe.
Pumpkin chunkin!
And he misses because he was talking and got distracted. And then he rolled 21 and did 16 more damage, 5 slashing and 11 radiant.
Good God. Okay.
So 16.
All right.
And he used another spell for that.
Okay. Soxy.
Okay. How are Pip and Oshin looking?
You know you can literally just hover over the thing and look at their hit points, right?
Yes. Oshin's didn't get updated.
Ah.
Or at least it didn't show the update yet. That's why I was
And I
asking.
can't do that because my thing isn't working.
Yeah, you doesn't have the thing. You're right. But you're not trying to heal anyone either.
Not yet.
No, I'm sorry. But we have the weary to kind of give that appearance. So if somebody hasn't turned on weary, there's no reason to ask, is my point. So we usually the only time that you're going to see that anybody is damaged is when they've decided to show that they're weary or they have to do that. So
Fair.
we're going to cut back on asking how people are looking because we have that mechanic built into the game.
Okay. Well, I'm going to attack the pumpkin that's in front of me and Oshin then, because it's right there. So why wouldn't I? And I'm not near Pip, so I don't get advantage or anything, right?
No, it's next to Pip, so you do.
Oh, that's fantastic. Okay.
Putting Pip in the middle of this Devil's Three-Way is the best possible place for him.
So that's going to be a 24 and a 17.
Pumpkin Three-Way? 24, both hit. Bye.
He's Pip's just motor cording.
Okay. So it's going to take 20 points of slashing damage from the 2 attacks And since I hit twice, I'm going to go ahead and use 2 Divine Smites.
Okay.
All right, so it's going to take an extra 4d8 radiant damage. I did not mean to do that. So that's going to be another 18 points of radiant damage. So that's 38 points total.
Excellent. Go ahead and describe your moment.
Okay. All right, so Soxy steps forward. She slashes it once across whatever it has that counts as a chest. And then as it bends over, she hacks its head off and the head goes flying at its friend. Doesn't actually hit him because I can't do that, but it goes flying.
Excellent.
That pumpkin head was actually a little bit larger than its friends, and it lands on top of its friend's pumpkin head, and it's just a double pumpkin head.
Double pumpkins all the way.
I was thinking that one flies over and then hits the other pumpkin's head, knocks that one off, but then becomes the head of that pumpkin.
That works too.
If it had two, if it had 2 heads, it would have to go up 1 CR level.
Oh, or go down.
Say it gets advantage on intelligence checks because there's 2 brains that might make it.
Pip.
Guess you could say it was out of its gourd. Uh-huh.
No.
Guess what Pip's doing?
I don't know.
Negotiating.
Taking a nap.
Swinging his
Swinging his
longsword. That's
longsword.
right. Okay, for 10 points of slashing damage. I got a 17 to hit.
17 hits.
And a 25 to hit. Not a natural
That also
20.
hits. Go ahead and describe your moment. Minimum damage is more than enough.
So Pip swings his longsword just kind of down through the top and just bifurcates this pumpkin golem just as far into the gourds as he can, and just kind of like slurps it back out as the guts and seeds just
Yeah,
it
let's
just
do that.
kind of gurts all over the floor.
Gurt. Beautiful. Excellent.
Pip got a moment, yay!
Let's go. Alrighty. Well. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, it just looks like Fennec should have taken some damage, and she hasn't.
Sorry, he's very concerned with the other combat scenario
Of course,
currently
Yes,
happening on
there's a
stream.
whole other combat going on. I just want to make sure that everything is fair. Maybe it only happens when it's up.
Oh, maybe.
Queen, did you not see the door?
All right. So what you see as all this is going on, the thing sliding back, and as you're fighting and defeating it, eventually it gets to her, and she just kind of flings him off, and the snow just whisks and carries him off, sailing over several buildings towards the water. And he just kind of vanishes out of sight over the buildings. And she starts walking, gliding, sliding on the snow, you're not sure, slowly up to the door.
Not the door, the open wall.
I was saying, there's not really a door.
somewhere on the ground there.
It's just like a hole in the building.
The weather's
You know
freezing
how
as
many
the snow starts
times-
to come in and fill the room around you. Not where you're standing, just up against the walls, inside of all the nooks and crannies.
This place has been rebuilt too many times.
We just cleared the pumpkins and there's more, and now there's snow. That's.
The pile of pumpkins that covers one half of this building, the wind just blows and knocks aside as she slides up to the opening. It's time to go.
Bye.
Yeah.
Cute.
Is this a flirt? Does Pip need to?
No, Pip, it's not. It's condescending, is what it is. I don't know what you expect me to say here because I'm not. You can say that what you want. You can go. You're more than welcome to.
The snow starts to continue to fill this room and around you, and it's now filling up where your feet are.
Mari's gonna produce flame and start melting it around her feet.
She starts to produce it around the building and up on the roof.
Well, that's just dramatic. I mean, really.
Not when there's enough of it.
So, if there is too much of something, it is less dramatic than if there is less of it. So, you need to.
You're a winter creature. Why do you fight with them? Oh, they're dense. I see.
Not
Pip is
dense.
fluffy, not dense.
Exactly.
Pip fights because it is the right thing to do. Snow Lady is a bully. Pip does not like bullies.
What would you have me do?
Find a different way to win your bet. Then
Tried for 1,000 years. This is the only option left.
You don't even know if it's gonna work. That's the thing. You agreed to this not knowing it was gonna work
I
for sure.
tried everything else.
Except for the thing that you will try after this, because this does not work.
It's not been
So,
proven that it works.
I have no other plans or ideas after this.
I have an idea. Something you haven't tried.
100 years to find a Nicosta. Well, more than that. But 100 years since it was our last resort. Oh, this should be good.
Just something you haven't tried.
Please, I'm all ears.
Wait another 1,000 years.
Congratulations, you found something we'll try if this fails. The snow's now billowing up on the roof, and you're starting to hear the building creak.
Do you think summer and spring are going to be happy with this?
No, that's the point. They want to win the bet just as badly as we do. They just couldn't get here.
what's on the line for the bet? Did I miss that detail, or is that already a thing we know?
It's not
They haven't told us
anything that should concern you.
Is it just pride then?
No.
Then it concerns me what's on the line for the bet.
Why does it concern you?
Because if you need
You're
me, I
out
want to
the end of
know.
the bet.
I'm
I'll
curious.
tell you when you have come. Agreed?
No.
Well, I'm more curious because if it's something you really want and pride's not on the line, maybe it's something that can be procured in a different way. Maybe it's something.
Pride.
Well, the other thing maybe can be procured in a different way than winning the bet.
You're wrong. And I'm not here to negotiate or argue that point.
What about the fact that maybe the Baba Yaga is not around anymore? Maybe the Baba Yaga is like all this snow.
Unnecessary?
She walks up to Pip. Go on.
That, when there is a lot of snow in one place, that
Creek again.
It is winter. But in the spring or in the summer, there is no snow. So,
Yes.
does not mean that the snow does not exist, it just isn't there. So,
Mm-hmm.
Pip is thinking on his feet. Pip is, maybe is like,
You're onto
Okay.
something. You have the right idea. You think like a fae. And you act like winter. Which I like. If you'd like to join me, you can live forever.
that does not sound bad.
A Ferosh?
She turns and she walks back a little bit and then turns back around. Bye, Jay. Hi, Jay. Either way, this needs to end now, so come along. Looks to Mari.
Why does it have to be her blood?
Because blood is the most important thing. And just then, a pumpkin flies over and smacks her in the face, and she gets knocked to the ground. And you turn and you look, and there is an army of pumpkin men all standing there, and you see every pumpkin everywhere near a jack-o'-lantern forming and rolling towards the jack-o'-lantern. It's standing as the jack-o'-lanterns are burst into flames, and they all turn and start marching towards the Snow Queen.
Yeah.
He slowly
Guys.
stands up and throws a sheet of ice, perfect clear ice, over the opening. Possibly over the entire building.
Why can't you use her hair?
She put it over the top.
She put it over pretty much everything you can, as far as you can tell. All the windows look like they have it over it. You'd have to go up to the top to find out if it's everything. And the two of them start to fight.
I
And
slide.
She is like gliding around, very Silver Surfer-esque, as the pumpkin army starts to just come up and start to throw pumpkins left and right on her. Eventually, in the crowd, she finds Hibadu, and they just start locking in this battle of throwing magics and creatures and snow at each other. What are you guys doing?
I want to go down to the cellar.
Okay. You go down to the cellar.
That's a good thought.
Leave the knife here.
Oh, yeah.
Just
Put
throw it into the fray.
in a pumpkin.
Put it in a pumpkin.
Yeah, I like that
Yeah.
idea.
Syl takes it and stabs a pumpkin really, really hard so her fist goes through it, and then she just pulls her hand out and the knife's not there.
All right.
Yeah, and Mari's gonna go towards the cellar if that's what we're doing.
All right.
Mo! Is Mo here or is Mo up at Pimble's?
Mo was upstairs.
Mo, we're leaving. You should come.
Okay. There's like ice up here.
Can you get down? Do you need help?
Yeah, fine. I'll be there in a second.
Okay.
The front is blocked with ice. You cannot go down the slide and get back in.
Okay, I'll be down there in a second.
We should probably take the last person that goes should probably take the bag of the powder with us.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Can we get to the cellar?
Yeah, you get to just fine.
Okay.
Is there anything blocking Mo's way down?
Nope, nothing blocking him. You hear him coming down the stairs. He's fine.
Okay.
So he's right behind you guys. You guys get down to the cellars. Soxy and Oshin, can each of you roll me a D6?
I got a 6.
I got a 1.
Perfect. You have 7 doses left. Just enough.
You know, all this ice is making me think. Where's Trey? Is Trey in the woods?
He's in the.
Trey's in his closet.
You should get Trey.
Okay, people get Trey.
There aren't
Maybe
enough
someone-
doses.
I hand Pip
I
the
should
bag.
hold him. He's an item.
I
Put him in
hand
the
Pip
bag.
the bag of holding.
So you go up and you grab Trey, you put him in the bag of holding, and you come back downstairs. During this, it looks like the fight is going well for the Snow Queen. Most of the pumpkins are dead as you run downstairs and run back upstairs and now come back out again. And every once in a while, or as you're coming back out, she kind of turns and starts heading back your way, only to be several other pumpkin creatures like march in front of her.
If we're at the stairs of the cellar, how far away is she from me?
Probably, let's see, the building's probably 60 feet, so
Okay, never
another
mind.
60, 120, 130, somewhere in there.
Um,
Because you're the entire length of the building, and then she's out a ways from there.
okay. So
Plus,
she's
you don't have line of effect because you can't cast through ice, so it would have to be a certain, depend on the spell. It would have to be
Okay.
a spot you can see,
okay.
but not a spot you need to affect necessarily. Basically, anything you can't cast through a wall of force, you can't cast.
Okay. So if I cast a spell with a 60-foot radius, would it hit any of my party? Is what I'm asking.
How far away can you cast a spell?
120 feet on a point that I can see.
What's the spell?
It is call lightning.
Call lightning. You could absolutely do, and it would not hit any of your friends.
Awesome.
It would
I'm
hit
gonna.
pumpkins. It would hit her. It would.
I
hit
don't care.
all sorts of things.
As long as it doesn't hit the party.
I think that one hits a specific spot. It's just.
Yeah, I
it-
think it just
But it-
covers an area.
Yeah,
'Cause
but it's
you
a
do it
60
over and over
foot.
again.
Do you make an attack roll with that, Mari?
It's a dex save.
Yeah.
I remember I cast it a lot in the prequels.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a dex save. Just curious,
not-
because
Yeah, I was
I can put
gonna
it in
bless
the-
you if you had an attack roll.
I will
So
put
you sit there and you cast and call lightning outside. The clouds kind of form around. Not that there weren't already clouds. The clouds form around even darker around this area.
Put the spell in.
What's that?
Ignore me. Sorry, I was on push talk by accident.
And then the lightning comes and striking down, and she just sidesteps it. I'm using my hero die from Fennec. And she
Mhm.
sidesteps it and just glares through the pumpkins at you.
Can
And
I
she's-
use my hero die to make your hero die fail?
No.
Also
What
from
we call
Fennec?
hero dice.
It's a valid question.
I mean, if you want to set that as something we can do, I mean, I'd be glad to have that.
No.
Only if it's one way.
No.
She still takes half the amount of damage if she succeeded.
Really? Okay.
So instead of 16, she'll
Go
take
ahead and
8.
roll the damage.
I did it.
All right.
I rolled it in roll 20.
So her hair on that side just stands up a little bit.
Sorry, I'm reading. Sorry. Lasts for 10 minutes. I don't know if I have to continue being able to see it.
All right.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna
call it,
look at
'cause you have to actively call it, I thought.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, so you have to be able to see it to actively call it. But it exists there. If you happen to be out there again in 10 minutes, you can do it.
Yep.
So
Get fucked.
you guys run back downstairs. Who's going through first?
Mari.
After I cast that, I'm like booking it.
Okay, and then second.
Still want to go later. Just shove
Same
it.
for
Go, go.
Soxy.
We can't all go
Go.
last.
Mo, go.
Third. As you guys are trying to decide the next person to go, pumpkins start to roll down the cellar and start rolling towards you guys.
Can I try to run over and close the door?
Too late. Once they're
Too
down
late.
the stairs, they're already there. They're already beyond the door.
Still swinging at pumpkins with her hammer to
Okay.
bop them off the stairs.
I'll help.
Yeah.
So
Give
Same.
me-
yeah, I'm gonna go.
Oh. All right. So you guys are just fighting pumpkins now.
Well, I'm gonna be
Nobody's using
one of
the
the
portal.
last ones through the portal.
Okay.
So
You
I'll
got back up, go.
So
go through the portal.
So who's activating and who's going through?
Oshin, go.
Okay, I'll go through.
Okay. You leave your bag behind, I assume. Since you had all
Yeah,
the
I'll
doses.
give it to Soxy.
All right. So Soxy now has 4 doses, I believe, as Oshin, Mo, and Mari have gone through. I need. Let's go ahead and give me dexterity saves. Sil, Pip, and Lark. As Soxy activates it for the next person.
Dexterity saves for the pumpkins.
No, dexterity. Yes, dexterity saves as the pumpkins try to get past you.
4.
20.
Okay. A nat 20.
No, just a 20.
Okay.
17.
Okay. So between the 3 of you, you stop them this turn. Who's going through?
We're playing safety chicken.
Go.
Ferosh, go.
Safety chicken, sorry.
Okay, people goes.
One. Okay, Pip jumps through just as the pumpkins start to make another assault. Sil and Lark, as Soxy activates again, give me another dexterity save.
15.
Natural 20.
For one more round, you guys are able to stop them from getting through. Soxy has activated the portal. Who's going through?
I know Sil's gonna go through. Pat Lark on the back. She knows he's gonna stay no matter
I
what.
am staying forever.
Well, look, maybe just forever should just be when the last person goes. And then
Sil jumps through. Lark, give me a dexterity save.
12.
As Soxy activates this for the last time, second to last time,
I would
several
like to- I would like to call upon Foster to eat the pumpkin that's going to
have
slip
Foster
through.
make me a dex save. See if he's fast enough to catch.
Does he use the same save as me?
I'm sure.
I
Make
think
it
so.
easy for now.
15.
So he's able to catch one of them. Unfortunately, not quite enough of them. It got more and more difficult since the pumpkins didn't really change the amount of them. Even though you're hitting them, they just keep coming and coming. As you're kind of chomping on them, or Foster grabs one, like, I'm a good boy. One that rolls past you and goes through the portal, taking that activation.
So, okay, so I don't get a chance to stop them?
No, because you're activating the portal. It's happening at the same time.
Okay. Lark, go. I've got a plan.
You have 6
He's
seconds to
moved
tell
down.
me what the plan is, or I'm staying.
I can Misty Step. Get the fuck through the portal.
I can too.
convince me better.
All right, fine. Then let's just get out of here.
So neither of you are going to use it?
Um,
Yeah.
We would know how far down is the cellar. Can we Misty step back, like onto the street outside the other side of the building and just run?
You think it might be possible?
We have to be able to see it.
Oh.
So-
Shit, I didn't realize.
No.
It's not like Dimension Door. You wouldn't have any windows.
Just the landing at the top of the stairs, maybe.
Give me intelligence
That's true.
checks.
Can we hear the fight still going on out there?
Not really. You couldn't hear it after the ice was up anyway, but give me intelligence checks.
Oh god. I rolled a natural 1.
I rolled a 12.
12's close enough.
Int
There
is not
a
my
tiny
strongest.
sewer grate in this room.
Oh.
We've talked about that.
Is it
several-
is it a prime number?
No. But it's too tiny for
But it's a
big
sewer
pumpkins to get through. But not to Misty. You'd be perfect to Misty step through.
Okay. Lock.
'Cause we can see
And
it.
she'll point at the grate. Go down.
I
go
look up at
down.
the ceiling.
What?
She's
Oh.
grabs your head and
Sit
points it down.
kicking
Go
pumpkins,
down.
Beating the crap out of him.
Foster, I love you.
Ah,
Eat all the pumpkins. I will
he is-
retrieve you
is,
later. And I'll Misty step through with Saxy down through the grate.
Okay,
Yeah.
so the two of you Misty step down through the grate. All right, you guys are in the sewers. The couple of tiny pumpkins kind of flop in. You just step on them, not a big deal. And you see the other pumpkins kind of like trying to push their way through the grate, like destroying each other by smushing them against it. The other side, as you guys start to appear. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I just pick a direction that goes probably towards the river because there might be openings, and go.
So the rest of you, as you start to come through one right after another, wait for the rest. When you're expecting Lark to come through, a pumpkin comes through instead. You quickly dispatch
Oh.
it, and then nothing more comes through.
People's regretting having made the decision that Pip made.
Where's Lark and Soxy?
Late.
Who can send messages? Who can talk to people?
I think
Nobody?
I'm the only one that might be able to, but I can't. I don't have that spell.
People need a piece of paper and a pen and a rock so that he can wrap the letter in the rock and then drop it off the balcony.
Pimble can.
Still starts marching. Pinball!
He doesn't seem to be home as you continue to search.
Neither of us have message or anything like that either.
Nope.
Still,
Mari doesn't get sending as a druid.
Syl goes for the balcony and tries to look down and see if she can see the fight or...
Sure. You go to the
Anything.
balcony and you, sure enough, yeah, the fight. You see all the pumpkin mass. You see the tower completely covered in ice. You see the fight going on, very crazy. It is brutal. Pumpkin death everywhere. If you're a vegan lover, then you just pick vegetarian lover, veggie lover, whatever. Pumpkins everywhere. It's horrible.
It is
And
better
you
that
see two
the
kind of
fighting
blurs
themselves.
down there fighting. You see pumpkins marching all over the city towards the battle and scaring people, and some people are actually look like they might be enjoying it, like it's a fun parade, because they're not hurting anybody except going after the queen.
You pumpkin. It honestly might be better that they're handling themselves.
Syl just sort of petulantly sits down on the ground, crosses her legs and her arms.
I know you want to be part of that fight. I know.
I just want them safe.
I know. I do too.
Osheen, where is your boyfriend?
I don't know. Did he?
Went to the party.
Where? I don't know where he went. I don't know where he could have gone. I didn't pass this on his way out.
No, I know. That's my question. So you had scrolls of sending, didn't you? Did you use all of them?
Let me see. First one. Second one. No, I still have one. I'm so stupid.
No.
Yes, I still have.
You're fine. There's a lot of things happening. If we can try that one, if you want to use it for this.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Do you want me to try to use it? Or do you want to?
So, this is Angela also checking her inventory just. She's
Yes.
scrounging through just to make sure if she had it.
I seem to recall you still had one as well.
I thought you
Yeah.
did, because I think you only used 2 of
I
them.
used. I had 3 and one of them failed, I thought.
Oh, and then you
then I had-
spoke twice.
And then I spent twice.
I might also.
So
be
I-
thinking
yeah,
of
she
the-
doesn't-
of the restoration one you guys used on the newest Goa.
Yeah, I remember that was Saldana failed on one because I distinctly remember being like it's a. So she looks through her bag. She's, I don't have it.
It's okay.
I must not. Oh,
It's alright, so.
A few minutes later, Pinball comes walking in from one of the back rooms. Looks like he's got some freshly pressed costumes.
Pinball,
Yeah,
can you send a message like
like a sending. Of course.
something?
Yes.
Yeah. Can you check with Can you check Lark and Toxie and see if they're okay?
Of course. What's wrong?
We got ambushed at the tower.
It's a lot of
Okay.
pumpkins and a lot of ice.
The pump. Okay, all right. What do you want me to say? Never mind. I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Soxy. And he starts to cast a spell. And a few minutes later, Sil, Oshin, Mari, Pip, with me. Are you okay? Where are you? Status, please. Yeah, I love you, and so do I. To Soxy. Sorry. Dear Soxy. All of that stuff I said.
Okay. Okay. And it's one she can reply to. All right. We're okay, I think. We managed to get into the sewer, not being followed, and we're running towards the river.
They're fine. They're heading towards the river.
Okay. Thank you.
Wait, it's evidently.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot Mo's there too.
See, Pip knew they were okay. They were just like, it is fine. Pip was not worried at all.
Yes, we can tell, Pip. So, somebody want to explain to me exactly what's going on?
2 fake courts want to kidnap Mari.
And
Drain her of blood.
They're fighting downstairs.
that's very morbid for them. Blood rights.
It-
Only powerful magic uses blood rights.
I feel like I shouldn't say any more unless you want us to, Mari.
If we had more time, we could find. I mean, there's lots of things I could do. I just
No, they
nothing
need-
quickly.
no.
I
They
mean, I
need
could- I mean, it would be very, very, very expensive. But if they're going to destroy the city, I mean, I could. There are spells and rituals that could clone you and create a new version of you that we could give them. They could use that blood.
That feels morally dubious.
I don't think that would. Well, maybe. I don't.
Do they need you or do they need your blood? I mean,
They said that it would likely need the blood that kills her, like all of the blood, and it kills her.
well, which was the significant part, the death or the amount?
The amount, I believe.
To death, specifically. They needed all of it at once. Because the amount...
Well, as long as you clarified that with them, because They have a tendency to not be very clear. They talk in riddles and poetry.
The question was, how much blood do you need? And the answer was yes. So that's about as clear
That
as we.
sounds like quantity to me.
Habadu said that he needed it all at once. That he said this.
Yeah.
That
Sure,
he
again,
needed
sounds
to.
like quantity. Sounds like you
Sure,
need
she.
that amount of blood.
And it just seems unreasonable to
They
assume
would have
she'd
said
survive
something
that.
like they need her lifeblood or the essence of her if they had needed something more morbid than that. It sounds like they need the quantity.
Okay. So can we, like...
Not quickly, no, not what you're thinking. I have no way to drain her slowly of blood for that long of a period. I mean, we could do a very slow sort of. No, nothing if you need it by today. Sorry.
The only other things we know are that the other courts are involved, but they're not as mean.
And they couldn't get here.
Yeah, they got cut off trying to get
Yeah, they got
through. Yeah.
They said that they weren't going to be here past today.
And they're not going to stop. As soon as they stop fighting each other, I'm sure that, well, they're going to find you. They'll find you here, and I'll defend them for my very life if I have to. I just wish there was another way.
Why can't they just take your fur? That's how you talk to her.
Because that's a way to channel. It's kind of like with druids or clerics. They have the symbol that they use that helps to channel it, but that's not what gives them the power, I guess is the best word that I can say, the ability to do it.
They said that they need your blood, and they
They
said,
do.
but does all of the blood that they use need to be yours?
I would think so,
Yeah.
for what they're
Do-
trying to do.
Do they have to know that all of the blood is yours, or could we all give a little bit of blood,
Are we...
and you give
You're
a
just
little bit of
proposing
blood?
we cut it with something.
Our blood, yes.
Give a little blood. Give a little blood.
I'd help
don't
if
think
I
that'll work.
could.
I mean-
They'll probably have a way of telling.
No.
We just need a large quantity of Mari's blood, not inside of Mari. I don't know what to do.
What would it take to summon one of those blood oozes that we got?
Mm-mm.
Gross. Those were gross.
Okay, this is gonna be a really morbid question, and I think I already know the answer, but my brain is tired.
Oh, no. I know exactly what you're going to say.
tired.
Go.
So Mari's body, the previous one, how much blood at this point would it have?
All of it.
Fuck.
Mari, you seem like you have a good idea. Would you like to share it with the class?
I don't really
Mari
like...
doesn't know that she had a previous body is the problem.
Oh shit.
Pip
But
is
I would
suddenly
like some-
inspired by a discussion
But
that
I
did
would
not
like
happen in real life.
I wasn't
I
there.
will let the
I
metagaming
didn't-
go on. It's
I didn't
okay.
realize that she wasn't aware that she had
You
a
weren't
different
awake
body.
during that time.
And no one wanted to tell you that.
Yeah.
No, I thought that she still had the memory of the previous vessel. That's
you
why
had
I...
the previous in the
brought that
body,
up.
but you didn't know it wasn't destroyed during the ritual.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's fair.
Yeah,
Well,
you
yeah,
don't know
I
that
mean-
you're
Existed.
like
They-
the human
druid
body
had them
didn't
hide it from you, so you didn't see your other
Yeah.
body.
Yeah.
But I will allow a little metagaming here, so other people can come up with this idea.
So
But Mari can gain inspiration.
so Pimble says a lot of blood that is all Mari's, but not in Mari. And then
Like a clone.
Oshin, Pip, and Syl all go wide-eyed and look at each other.
Yeah, anybody who was there.
Oh,
I wasn't there.
no!
I wasn't there, but we were around the day that they dealt with the body out of the bag.
Yeah.
Pinball,
That's true, yeah.
Pinball.
Yeah.
Can you send Pip back? Pip-
Yes, of course.
Pip left coffee on in
I
the
think that's the least of the worries. Why don't we just go ahead and leave it on?
No, please
That
send
is
Pip back.
There's... I think
Why?
Tybolt and Nathan could turn it off if they saw it.
Why would they be?
Pip has a solution, and it looks at Oshin and looks at Syl. Was it Oshin?
It was Soxy.
Or Soxy.
It was Soxy that was there.
Looks at Soxy and
Soxy's not there, but Soxy was there.
Oh, that's
she
right.
Isn't
Dang it. Oh.
here, but she was there.
Fudge.
Do you-
Okay, yeah.
If you want
I'm
to get
al-
Soxy and Lark, I can take you to them.
No, Pip-
Is that what...
Pip needs to go where the
Where the what?
where the
What do you
fighting
need to
is.
Where the
Why do you need to go
fighting.
Where the fighting is, Pip.
Well, there is a thing that Pip has because Pip has the bag of holding.
It's not the bag of holding anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
What?
I
They
don't
buried-
know.
buried it in the forest.
It's in the forest.
Yeah. Soxy and
Shallow-
Primarch buried
Why
it.
is-
Why is that not in the recaps?
Might have gotten missed.
I don't know.
It was definitely right at the end of the episode,
Yeah.
so it might have gotten.
It really
But
was.
people know that happened.
Yeah.
We'll write it.
It wasn't put in the book to hide it from Mari.
That's true.
Well, then as far
I'm
as
not sure
Pip-
that Pip does know.
Well, then, as
I'm
far
sure
as
Pip
Pip
would've been
knows, it's
told.
in the bag.
Yeah.
Pip was there the
I
day it
think Pip
happened.
would've been there.
Pip would have been
I
told.
was gonna say Pip knows. Yeah.
He might have gone with them.
So Pip, you have a solution for this.
Pip knows where Mari's old body was. Is.
Oh
I'm
shoot!
sorry.
Yeah.
What?
Pip,
What?
Pip knows where Mari's old, still young. Sorry, Mari. Knows where
Previous.
knows where it is. Knows.
That could
Um,
actually work.
No. Hold on a second. Old body.
Yeah.
The
I mean-
the ritual didn't.
You
The
noticed.
ritual didn't consume that.
No.
What?
Okay.
Was it not supposed to? Was
I
it supposed
guess I don't know much about it. It was a druid, right?
Yes.
Huh?
I believe so, yeah.
Mari might be the better guess on that. I thought that the old bodies were consumed. At least in divine magic, it is. I don't know about
Well,
or clerical magic.
she got a little. The druid got a little freaked out after. This,
No doubt.
People
Wait,
said,
what?
He said you came back too quickly. Like,
"I
You-
told me you were
you-
awake."
yeah.
Right?
So he just said to keep an eye on you, make sure you are okay, and you are okay. So Pip did not think it was necessary to mention it. But yes.
That could be the Nakosta thing, you know.
Which is why you still have a body down buried in the forest.
Ta-da! We have a solution.
Might be why they're here. This whole Nakosta thing. I mean, I don't know anything about the Nakosta.
Yeah, it's
Whatever. We can figure that part out later. I'm gonna go down and talk to them.
Oh, be careful.
I'll be fine. I have a little clout with the courts.
You
said
say
had
know
no dealings
everyone,
with the
don't
frog.
you?
Yes, I know. I have not dealt with the Fae directly. I was given a favor, and I can use it. I just
So,
didn't want to use it for anything minor.
what? Give us more time, or just?
If you can get this, I'm going to open negotiations.
Oh,
You should get
Oh.
paid for it. There should needs to be some sort of agreement. You guys didn't have agreed anything already, have you?
I don't think so.
No.
We kind of told him to fuck off,
Yeah, I told
You
the
ever-
guy that.
but nicer. We said it
Sure.
nicer.
Yeah, I told him that the Snow Queen would give us stuff, and then she showed up, and then
She did give
Fucking
us stuff. It was
happened.
just ice.
a lot of ice.
Pip did not outright refuse an offer, but Pip was very non-committal to
I
That's good.
told the Snow Queen if I thought of anything, I'd tell her later on. But that was yesterday.
That's fine.
Okay, so we gotta find.
He walks over to Mari and says, "Mari," and he puts his hand on her shoulder and just kind of holds her a little bit. Did you ever wonder why they didn't just come and grab you and take you?
I mean, yes, I did.
Why do you think?
I don't know.
The
She
thing
kinda-
only deal in contracts. You had to agree to go. They were trying to trick you or force you into agreeing. And it doesn't stop them from doing horrible things like attacking the city or each other. But you did the right thing. And now we have a solution. So I will send you the back way down, pick up your friends by the lake, get the body, and then return. I will see what I can do.
Okay.
Does somebody want to come with me? You don't
Sure.
have to. Pip?
Well,
Anyone else?
wanna go, Pip?
No.
Pip, don't you know where aren't you the one that knows where the body is?
Oh,
Yeah,
yes. Okay. Pip is somewhat.
I mean, if you want to get your friends and you want to negotiate together, that's fine as well. I don't mind. But I'll be able to open negotiations.
The faster we get the item they wish to have, the faster we can get them out.
Pip, are you sure that you know exactly where this is?
Pip,
Can you tell me? Can you write it down? And you're sure
Pip.
it's still there?
Kyle's does.
Yes,
I am.
Kyle, you're 100%
okay.
sure. Pip is 100% sure.
Yes, Pip. Can
And
do?
Tell
Do you
me,
have-
And I will meet you there with them, and they will be calm and ready to talk.
Okay. Make sure they do not send their pumpkins or snow.
No one will be there. but
Creatures.
you understand?
Can you see if you can maybe swing getting them to fix what they broke around the town?
I will tell them that will be the first thing offered by any of them in negotiation.
Make sure nobody got hurt.
But understand, you're only going to be able to agree to one deal unless you come up with something better. I doubt there's any situation where they're both going to agree to do anything. All right?
Okay.
Be careful about which one you choose. I'll be there to help.
Okay.
And he goes over to a drawer and he pulls open a drawer and he pulls out a small leaf. Just an innocuous leaf. It looks beautiful, vibrant, green, even though it's been obviously in this drawer for a long time. And he just holds onto it and starts heading out. He shows you the back exit out. He says this will take you through a portal that will take you down to street level.
Okay. Thank you.
And as you open the door, there's this kind of glowing sort of blue illusionary sort of rift. Well, you don't know it's illusionary, but sort of blue sort of rift. And you step through it, and all of a sudden you are at a door that leads you right outside the building next door to Pimple's tower.
That feels like less difficult than the circle. Why don't we just use this one?
Pinball did say he was working on an alternative route to get to his fortress. So
Okay. We should go get to Sox. We gotta go get the body.
Murray,
Hmm?
are you okay with this?
Yeah. That's important.
I mean,
This-
seeing it, no, but doing this, yeah.
You do not have to see it if you do not want. Pip is wondering because they want to use this to find the Baba Yaga. So Pip wants you to be okay with this.
I don't like it, but the Pinball's right. They're going to destroy the city trying to get this, and I don't like it, but it's all we can do.
Mari, I don't know anything about the Baba Yaga, but it seems to me...
both.
Well, even more to the point then, it seems to me that you're not under any commitment to have to protect her, this seems to have brought you some trouble, and I think you have every right to protect yourself.
You're right. Yeah, it's fine. I'd rather protect the people I care about here.
And yourself. We care about that.
And myself.
Good.
Right. I'm going to go fast forward a little bit here because we're now on time. So you guys make it out to the unmarked grave. You see that it is completely undisturbed. Yes, Soxy?
I was going to say, it's marked, sort of, by a little patch of sunflowers.
I know that you guys know where it is, but it's not named, is the point. By unmarked,
No.
I mean that it's
No,
not.
no, no.
It's still a grave. It's obviously a grave. Well, maybe not even that. I mean, well, it is right now because it's brand new, but in the end, you wouldn't even notice that. So you grab Soxy and Lark, you guys head out there, you explain the plan, and you guys get out to the unmarked grave. You've got a few minutes before they show up. What do you do?
Okay.
Mari's
Mari,
kind of far from the group, like not even near the grave.
Pip will go over to Mari. Pip thinks this should be your choice on who to make the agreement with. We stand by you. We support you, but this is your decision. You did not get to decide to leave the body behind, so you should get to decide what is done with it.
I don't like either of the options, personally. But I agree with you that the Snow Queen is a bully, and if I had a choice, I'd rather it be the summer or the spring, but I guess the autumn court would be better than the winter.
Keep in mind that the one we don't go with is gonna have a chip on their shoulder.
I know, but either way, it's gonna end badly, unless Pinball can figure something out, because it's either ice or pumpkins covering the rest of the city.
And it would be an ice chip.
It would be.
We also don't know what kind of deals they're going to offer or agree to until Pinball gets here. So, I mean, ultimately, I agree 100% with Pip that you should choose where it goes. But you might want to wait before you make any final decisions until we know more about what they're going to agree to.
That's not... Sorry, I just...
No, it's all right. This is awful in a lot of different ways.
This also sounds a little bit defeatist, but if it doesn't work, we need a plan to get you out of town. Somewhere safe. I don't know what else we can do.
I don't either, because this is also gonna sound defeatist. Like Pinball said, they're gonna find me no matter where I go.
Cold wind starts to blow through the forest. Leaves start to fall.
Are we all in agreement, though, that Mari's the only Nakosta?
Yes, that Mari's the only Nakosta that...
I look around to see if there are any pumpkins in the forest. Okay.
What do you mean?
That we agree is around. That seemed to be the direction we were all taking yesterday.
Yes. People also thinks we should... Part of the agreement is that whichever court gets the body does not get to try for Mari again. If the ritual that they do does not work,
Agreed.
they are out of the contest.
That will at least eliminate one of them, even if not both of them.
Is there anything we can do to maybe try to protect ourselves from... I don't know the word for it, but the other person that we don't go with taking it against us?
Maybe we could get them to agree that no matter who Mari chooses, they can't take it out on the city or us. They have to abide by the agreement and they can't be retaliatory.
whoever takes the body is going to win the bet. Once that's done, then they're done. They're not gonna come. They're done looking for Nakosta. They're
I
done
don't know
trying
how
to find
petty
Baba
the
Yaga.
Fae are.
Well, that, and we don't actually know if the spell's
It's-
going to work because I haven't
it's-
actually tried it.
That's what Pimble said. Was they make deals. Once they've made a deal that they're going to see who finds her first, and once they're done.
Right,
That's it.
but they don't know if the spell to find the Baba Yaga that they need Mari's blood for is even going to work. They don't know if they're going to find the Baba Yaga.
So it's
You see
it's
the three of them on the horizon coming up.
it's the
You see them
attempt we
fairly-
want to
fairly
read.
fast.
That's right, and we don't want them to come back after Mari if this other option doesn't work.
The Queen did say that waiting another 1,000 years was the option she would take if this didn't work.
She did not agree to that, though. But it is true.
But I still want to try to push for the deal that they're done with me.
Think
Yes.
of this. Winter is fast approaching. Literally and figuratively.
Literally,
Um, so
Kinda.
Winter's power is growing.
Mari's gonna take
Do
a
we
second.
want to head
Okay.
Do we want to head into the winter season with the winter court aiming a target at our backs?
They stop
Yeah.
about 50 feet away, and Pinball starts walking over.
Let's hear the deal.
Mari's gonna try to collect herself as best she can.
Walks over and stands near Mari, speaking mostly to her. So I have spoken with them. I have made a condition of the agreement, or of the discussion, to negotiate for the solution, that they both must clean up their messes when they leave, and they agreed. The pumpkins will remain until tomorrow morning. At dawn, they will dissolve with the light. All the ice and snow will melt and be gone. The damage to most tower will be fixed, and the other buildings and things.
Do they say anything about coming
I-
back if this doesn't work?
I have explained to them what we have. They both agreed that that will work. It will be as significant as you would be going with them. They almost decided to come and just fight over it here, but I told them I wouldn't tell them where it was until they agreed to everything. They've agreed to the deal, whatever deal you make, and then they will leave, and they both have agreed that this is done when this is done, that they no longer would need to find Nakosta after this, at least for this purpose. Is there anything else that you need right now, or do you want to start negotiations?
That was the main thing I was worried about.
I take care of my friends. You guys know this. This isn't my first time. Kind of winks at Oshi. Do you need some help?
Please.
I would start with, at least, the very least, a favor of the court. But here's the problem. Only one of them can actually agree to that. So if you go out with that shooting, one of them can only agree to try to get you that. And there's no time for back and forth with the court itself. I see no way to have them leave and both courts be happy or both people be happy.
Yeah, no. That was something we were discussing before. you got here, or as you were getting here. Who would you go with out of the two? If it was you in the situation, who would you go with?
The promise of a queen is better than the promise of a lackey. Although I would trust anything that either of them would say, you're going to be able to get more out of her.
Question, Pimble.
Yes.
In your opinion, who do you think would be the worst court to wrong? I know they said that things were done.
Winter. No question. Hearts of ice. Literally in some cases.
And the Autumn Court's more tricky, right?
They're
We
both
take it.
devious. One is more mischievous. Hence pumpkins versus just showing up.
So just a favor of the court.
That's a good place to start. A favor of the court is to the Fae is a tangible thing. It is a high favor. There is no question. If you were to ask something and it was in their power, it would be done.
But I wouldn't need to list what it is now.
Correct.
Pip made a good point. But if snow's gonna fall soon and winter's gonna be here, it might be good to have that court in our court.
Could they fix the
The boat lift?
well, I was gonna say the Blight Shale in general, and she glances at Syl.
I have no idea. I can find out. Or I can find out if they can fix the boat lifts. Whatever you want, I will go and find out.
Fixing the blight. I'd like to know.
Okay.
The blight's more important than the boat lift. The blight affects a whole
Well,
race.
but it
The
may
boat
be
lift
something
affects
they can do.
city. Yeah.
We can at least find out.
I'll find out. And he
Thank
goes
you.
back over and starts negotiating.
And Mari, that doesn't have to be the favor. My people are coming. We can figure something out.
I don't mind that being the favor, so I don't like seeing you hurt and sick and in pain. I don't like seeing it spread.
I was thinking we could have them do it in addition. I mean, he said you should start with a favor. So if you start with a favor and then helping us figure out a cure for the disease is the second part, then you'd still have your trump card.
Yeah.
A few minutes later, he comes back. They know nothing about this blight shale, but they're willing to look into it as an addition to
Okay.
whatever. They also either court believes they could fix the boat lift.
That would help a lot of people.
It would, yeah.
Especially there's a way for us to get them both on your side. And we wouldn't have to deal with any of this.
It'd be nice.
There is one way, but no.
What
Uh,
No.
Okay. Then why bring it up?
I
Just
think I
what?
might have had the same thought, but
What? Why is this thought is it that horrible? We're not giving them Mari.
no, I thought
Yes.
if she died in a way that was unrelated to them, then that's another body for them in the future. And they're Fae, they can wait.
two bodies would not solve this problem.
Yeah.
Still would be the answer of who went first. That does not get both of them on your side. That just makes them miffed and gives another deadline for them. They want this solved here and now. They don't want to have to go back and rush through a ritual. I guarantee you that. Nobody likes rushing through a ritual. Ugh.
You said
Sorry.
that specifically the wording for what you said earlier was they wouldn't look for Nakosta for this purpose again. Is that correct?
That's the best I can do.
No, that's being
Now,
aware of
I
it.
can
will help.
guarantee your personal safety, but they won't agree to never look for Nakosta again.
No,
I don't know
That's-
that they have any reason not to, unless they discover some new ritual. And considering they've been looking for the last 1,000 years easy, I don't think any others exist. I mean, I don't know everything, but it just seems like I doubt they're going to waste another 1,000 years looking.
Mari, protecting yourself is okay. You're not wronging anybody else. By
I agree.
I just don't understand
Yeah.
why. Who are you protecting? Wait, what's going on?
nothing.
there's bound to be more Nakosta. I mean,
Oh,
Mari, it's protecting anybody. And I just don't want her to feel like protecting herself is somehow
can't be
actively
that many
putting
other
someone
Nakosta
else.
out there. I mean,
I'm not sure the number matters.
No, not common.
right,
they're
fine, you're right. I'd rather give them a stranger than give them Mari, but this is fine. All right, we have a plan. Why does everyone keep talking about other Nakosta? Let's talk about now.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the future.
That's
Let's
all I
resolve
do.
this.
Unfortunately, that's all I do.
Well,
Well.
that seems silly. Maybe you should live here and now.
Kind of what
And maybe
Nakostas
someday I'll
do.
learn to take.
Kind
Yeah,
of
All right.
See, this can't be that bad if you're still making jokes.
I like cope.
All right, Mari. So far, it sounds like you want the favor. You want them to look into fixing the Blight Shale situation,
Very much so.
and it sounded like you might want them to fix the boat lift.
If
I
we can
wasn't
get them
sure
to
about
agree to
that part.
If we can,
And they can't come after you again.
Yeah.
She looks over at Pinball. Do you think you can get them to agree to all of those things?
I can get one of them to, not both of them. If the Autumn Court has only sent a leader instead of a lackey, we might have had some. Be right back. And he turns and walks away.
Okay. He just got on our case about not saying an idea, and
While he's gone, Lark said, "Does he know about the Baba Yaga and this whole thing? Are we
I don't.
keeping
don't
something
think
from him?"
Did you not know about you?
I think we all know.
Well, the group does. I don't think I've ever told Pinball.
Well, if he
No,
didn't,
I haven't told them.
yeah, if he didn't know you were a Nicosta, he knows now.
Yeah, he does.
And I think it's in Acosta's right to decide who gets to know things about them. So I don't feel right about sharing any information that was not given.
I appreciate that. Seriously, I do.
It's the decent thing.
He'd be
I
sorry
agree.
if people opened his mouth and said something he should not have.
It's fine, but I'm not mad. I just want this to be over.
I also mean that stands for any Nicosta I might meet. And she glances at Lark as well.
What? So he starts coming back, and he's got a kind of a big grin on his face.
Good
Well,
news.
I may have solved one of our problems, and you see the two of them talking, like, pretty. Looks like they're on the same page about something.
What'd you do?
Well, and you look over and they're kind of making an agreement, and you see them shake hands. And he looks back and says, I just got her a new lackey. I found a way that they both could win.
So he switched courts.
It's part of the agreement, but if they can settle the deal, he gets the accolades of being the person to find the body, and she gets to be the one to win the bet.
That solves a problem of ours.
Will this make the Autumn Court really mad at us?
Not at us, no. At him,
Probably.
and her, sure. But he doesn't mind. He's being
That's not a
promoted,
problem.
I guess. Some sort of increase in abilities and structure and power, and I don't know.
All
Let
his
them
pump.
handle that. Don't.
He's gonna conjure pumpkin sickles now.
They'll probably
Well,
conjure
it doesn't matter.
snowmen, but yes.
All right. Well, I mean, that sounds pretty good. She looks at Mari and shrugs.
Yeah, that helps a lot. Thank you, Pinball, for that. For helping at all.
You're really smart, and I'm really glad that you came with us because I don't think any of us would have gotten that.
I wouldn't have at all. I've dealt with a Fae once or twice.
Well, I haven't had any dealings myself, but I understand negotiation. And, having the favor helped. It was a minor favor, but a favor nonetheless.
Still something.
So-
Mari, is there anything else you think you'd rather ask them for besides what we've already talked about, or are you good?
I'm okay with this.
All right. And he comes over and puts his hand on Mari's shoulder again and says, "You've been very brave through all this.
I'm protecting the people I care about.
And yourself.
If
That's
all you
important
cared
too.
about was protecting these people, you would have gone with them the first time they asked. You care about
That's
more than
fine,
that, and
that's
that's
true.
good. You care about their feelings and your own. You want to be with them, and they want to be with you. You are a beautiful and amazing person, and I'm glad to know you. Even if you're a little fuzzy. And he kisses you on the nose.
Especially because she's a little fuzzy.
Right?
Nothing wrong with being a little furry.
Right?
There's definitely nothing wrong with being a little furry. It's just not for me personally. I mean, I like it in others. Trust me.
And clearly.
Oisin looked at
no.
Barb.
I shall be back with them, I think. And he turns and walks away. And a few minutes later, they come back. All three of them. Pimble kind of takes a step in between the two groups of you and says, "So, in exchange for Mari's old body and everything it contains, we will be agreeing to the repair of the boat lift, the fixing of all of the city, and removal of the pumpkins after the festivities. The Logan's blanking. Not
Light trail.
Favor of the court.
fixing, the checking of the light shale into the light shale, the fixing of the boat lift, and the favor of the court. Did I miss anything?
And they leave Mari alone?
Yeah, that was the.
Protection from Mari for life from the Winter Court.
for the full span of her life, not like some little nitpicky, we have to reincarnate her again for some reason. Goodness forbid that happen.
God, I hope not.
Just, it's dangerous. I just want to make sure you get that little, like, fine print of just, as long as
asterisk at the
Mari is Mari and in existence, they won't bother her.
Contract being agreed upon in good faith and with the understanding of the motivations of all parties involved and intentions thereof. And turns and looks at the Fae, and they nod.
Okay.
Any disputes in this agreement must be arbitrated by me. Is that agreed upon by all parties?
Absolutely.
And at which time I will be fair. And kind of looks at you guys. Looks back at the Fae. Then we're in agreement.
Yes, we are.
And she turns and looks down at Hibadu and nods a little bit at him, and he nods up. And she reaches over and she kind of just lightly touches him on the forehead, and his skin, right where she touches him, starts to turn just this light blue, almost like Syl's kind of color, but a little bit bluer, and just kind of floods over his entire thing, and his hair turns streaked white, and his clothing changes to match kind of this bluish and white motif similar to hers, and he gets two little horns that grow that are these little icicles. And he basically turns into a little ice fawn. Perfect. And he's like, "Oh, this is very nice. Yes, I like this."
You look
And he's
wonderful.
like, "Ah!" And then all of this ice starts popping up out of the ground around him, like little tiny icicles. And he's like, "Is that it?" She goes, "You'll have to practice." And they look towards the grave.
Yeah. Is that a thing we didn't actually talk about if we were gonna have to retrieve?
It can retrieve it rather easily.
That's all right. I'll take care of it. And she just puts her hand up, and a whirlwind of snow and ice appears right there. The rocks and stones start to be dug up. And she kind of slows it till it stops and looks at Mari. "Are you sure you wish to be here for this?"
No, I don't want to be here for this. Just gonna start walking.
Everything will be fixed by morning. Other than the boat lift, I will have to see it in person to know what I'm dealing with. I would say that it will be functional by tomorrow evening. You may wish to make sure no one is near it or around it, although if it's unfunctioning, I'm assuming that's fine. And you may want to talk about the people involved, because it will be functional. It will be better than it was before, I guarantee that. It might look a little different.
Will you be changing what it's made of?
Probably, if whatever it's made of broke. I would assume we would need to.
Okay.
Anyway, if you need more time, let Pinwheel know, and I will be in touch with him. But we will fix it as soon as we can. What is it made out of now? Is there something I need to know? Something I should have known before negotiations?
There is.
To be made out of that?
I don't know if you could make it work as big as it is with whatever magics you have. Then
have to do with it.
Oh, it's just stuff's heavy. That's all. Things need to be strong and durable. That's all.
I suppose when you build things the way you do, that's true. We'll be fine.
Okay.
Not you. I meant whoever built it. I apologize if I offended.
No. I apologize for misleading you before. I didn't want that to go unsaid.
So this is blight shell disease. Where can I find that? And Pinball steps up. I have some samples to give you. All right. Excellent. And your favor from the courts, of course. I'm sorry. And she comes over to Mari and puts her hand out to take yours.
Yeah, Mari will give it to her.
And she puts her hand over yours, and she just kind of rubs it a little bit, and you feel on your finger something cold, freezing almost, to the point it almost hurts. And then it just kind of stops, and you just have this little cold feeling, like a freshly put on ring around your ring finger on your right hand. And there, as you look, there's a band of what looks like glass, but it's ice.
Thank you.
Thank you. 1,000 years of thank yous. And she smiles. When we find the Baba Yaga, do you want your name left out? Or
Depends
do you
on
want
what
your
you're
name
gonna do.
heralded?
Depends on what you're gonna do with her.
We're going to talk to her. She's Fae, one of the most powerful Fae in the world.
I'd
But
rather
it's
my name
true
be
that
left
she
out.
left. I think that's the wise choice. And she turns and just starts walking away. All of your names won't be forgotten. Thank you. I'm sure it wasn't an easy decision. The Winter Court owes you all a little. And she turns and starts walking away. And as she does, Hippodoo goes, "Ah!" and he summons a bunch of more little icicles.
Keep practicing.
Kicks one.
I'm sure that would hurt to step on, if that makes you feel any better.
Ooh, he's like, ooh, yeah. And then he stops and he gets like these big, huge eyes, and he like tugs on her sleeve, and she turns around and says, "What?" He goes, I can't keep my promise. And she's like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, and he like shows her his hands, and she's like, "We didn't think this through." And Pinball like hears that, and he's like, and he steps over, and he just puts his hand up to you all, and he pulls them aside for a moment, and he talks with them. And they nod, and he starts walking back over. They have a small problem.
They can't get rid of the pumpkins, can they?
Oh no.
They have a solution.
All the pumpkin pie.
Well,
No. She has a way to get rid of it, but it will mean snowfall tomorrow. Is that all right?
Is it just snow or is it ice as well?
In the snow. It'll just be snow. It'll be a nice light snowfall.
I
A little
love
early.
it.
That should be alright. Right?
Could it be timed at sunrise?
Unfortunately, to get enough snow overnight, it would probably need to start tonight. Maybe sundown.
Would it freeze the river?
No, it wouldn't be that much.
Could you make it bright enough so people could see the snow? It is nice to look at when it's falling.
I suppose she could try. I have no idea. I don't think so. But, it might be nice to see anyway. We'll have all the lanterns out in the woods.
It'll be
and the
nice.
torches and things. I think it'll be perfect.
I think it'll be all
But
right.
we'll need to cover the pumpkins so that when the snow leaves, the pumpkins will be gone.
Would everyone have to move the pumpkins outside of their houses and shops more than they already have?
It would only be what is covered in the snow, yes.
We'll let the god
So
know.
maybe, yes. All right. Agreed? Is that satisfactory?
It's fine with me.
That seems all right.
And he goes back over, and they look a little shocked when they're talking to him. And they look over, and the queen looks over at Mari and looks at her like thankful, like respect, like you've earned a lot of respect from her.
She just nods.
That we didn't ask for
Smiles.
like another favor.
And then they leave. Yeah. And they leave.
Mari's just gonna kind
after-
of sit down.
After,
and
well,
wait
actually,
for a
I'm
second.
sorry. I forgot a step here. You leave, and then they dig up the body, and then they leave.
Mm.
I
Yeah.
forgot that they were still digging up the body, and then you asked to leave. So anyway, so
Yeah.
you leave, they dig up the body, they leave. You guys head back, and everybody in town is out and about and enjoying the festivities more than you have seen in decades. They have never been this excited, and the new council that hasn't even been existed or voted in yet, the government is being praised for this beautiful display of magic and all this. Everyone is very excited with everything except the people in the Crescent District. They're not happy, but everybody else is pretty fucking happy with everything. This marching pumpkins was perfect for the season. May start a new tradition of a pumpkin parade, where people will dress up as pumpkin men and things. So expect that next year. But it seems like everybody's out and just really enjoying the festival.
As soon
And
as
it eventually, yep.
I was just gonna say, as soon as Mari sees just like people genuinely happy, she just like starts laughing as like a distress because it's just like how shitty everything was, but she's glad everyone's happy. But it was like
And,
she's
And you guys go about. What do you give me one moment from your festival evening as you get into evening and night starts to fall and there is lines of these torches and lanterns and lights. Everybody brings out everything they have to line a path a mile long to the edge of the forest, and the forest, even from this distance, is just lit with all of these lanterns and torches all throughout the area. Basically, the idea that you don't ever go beyond the lanterns, and at any one point in the torch you can see the trail going back to the city, so you can never get lost on this night in the forest as long as you follow the simple rule of don't go beyond the lanterns. And so lanterns exist all over. It's a beautiful sight. Hundreds of people have been working for 2 days to make it happen, and it is gorgeous. And people start to, as night falls, trek out, taking picnics and food that they openly share and enjoy. And there's no class because of the costumes. You don't know who a noble is versus a non-noble. And nobles have a tendency to dress up in full costume, so they can't even be seen. So they can just enjoy the festivities, whether they think it's because they would be accosted or because they want to be treated like everybody else. It is just a fun evening where everyone is treated completely equal. Give me a moment from your night, Mari.
It probably, I'll have to see if Kit is completely fine with this, but probably spending time with Nathan, and releasing, like, if Nathan makes them for his family, releasing the boats onto the water, because that would be like a big thing for Mari, because they haven't done it in a long time in the city. So
Yes, as people return after an hour or two out, they come back and around 10-ish o'clock at night, around that time, when it starts to get really dark, all the families start to move down towards the river. And just for the next hour, people come to the river and the lake and start to put their boats out on the water. And hundreds of these, thousands of these boats these little tiny boats with these little candles and things just light, and occasionally one catches on fire, and that's okay. It's actually a good omen if that does happen, I would say.
Yeah.
And it's just this beautiful sight of all these lights, and then of course they're all doubled because of the reflection in the water.
Yeah. Yeah, she just releases one boat of her own for her dad.
And with that and all the light everywhere, a very light snow starts to fall. So what's your moment?
Well, before the snowfall, Syl was really excited to get to play the hero with some of the mummers that do their little reenactments. But she was so excited because she had made like this perfect idea that she could, like, they're sort of in different districts doing it, and so she coordinated with a couple of the groups that they were on opposite sides of the lake, and she is in her full regalia with her like big red beard and the big eyebrows and seaweed and stuff, and she does her little performance as Verdi the Damp and Deathless, who was a hero who fought a sea monster. He like jumped into the water and fought the sea monster for way longer than any mortal should have been able to be under the water, and he came up like an hour later triumphant. Granted, he was like an undead fish monster when he came back up, and the town had to like kill him anyway, but if he hadn't killed the first monster, the town wouldn't have been around. And so she jumps into the water as Verdi walks across the bottom of the lake to go to the other side of the town, and when she comes back up, she gets to play monster in a different mummer performance.
That's
and
amazing.
That's how her day is spent.
I love that.
It's fantastic.
Of course, at one point while you're putting boats in the water and the snow is falling, you see Binksy out on one of the boats just paddling it out into the water. Oshi, what's your moment? I can come back to you.
Yeah, I'm still thinking.
Saxy?
So Soxy, just as a whole for the whole day, all through the festival, is enjoying the fact that she doesn't stand out as much. That she actually looks a little more normal. So just that.
That's the best costume ever!
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh, thanks, I made it myself. Stuff like that.
That's true.
And then for the boats, when they're putting the boats out, I mentioned she wants to do one for any of the Fallen Resistance fighters. She doesn't know all their names, so she just puts the Fallen.
I could have got those for you.
Okay, so she'd write all their names on one because she didn't know them, but she wants to honor them. And then she also puts one out for Helia and the King, because she feels like Saldana would have, but she's not there to do it.
Lark?
Well, Lark holds true to his idea. He takes Syl's suggestion, and rather than being the monster, he goes as a hero. And the only one that he could think of that he knew anything at all about was the one that GB had told him about, and Hobbs. So he's going to dress up like Hobbs and go grab GB and kind of guide the kids through the forest. And listen, kids, he was told that he used to talk like this. And he loved everybody. And this here's GB. He was a wicked good boy.
Fuck you, Mike.
My makeup is
And,
not meant for this. I don't appreciate it.
He
I know, mine
yeah,
neither.
so if Andy's okay with that, I spent my evening with
I don't care if
GB
he
dressed
is or
as Hobbs going
I'm
through.
gonna have to tell him at 3 a.m, and then he's gonna cry at 3 a.m, so I don't. I'll tell him tomorrow morning.
he's gonna watch that moment. He's gonna watch that clip, and he's gonna be like, "Why didn't you wake me up?"
Sorry if I'm
Nobody
a
even
little
understands.
tall.
Fucking hell. Okay. Miss Hobbs. All right. Pip, sorry you have to follow that.
Pip
So-
joins the winter. There, you one-upped him.
So Pip, after receiving his egg tube crucible from Ivy, has looked into the family history of the egg tubes and has discovered that there was perhaps one person within the city who loved egg tubes more than Pip. So Pip has spent the evening dressed as Draska,
Aw.
Oh.
and has perfected an egg tart that is a pumpkin egg tart. So he sets up a shop, like a little stand, pretty much selling these little egg tarts. At the,
Kyle,
what's up?
you made a Pip pop-up? Is that what just happened? Oh
Might
my-
have done.
Oh my god.
While people are setting off the boats into the river, he's basically selling these little pumpkin, like these warm pumpkin tarts, these pumpkin egg tarts, at the riverside, dressed as a very tall dragonborn that he is not very tall, so it's more
Mari
like
would buy
more like this like giant like T-Rex probably one of the Ruby's T-Rex costumes,
Yeah,
but
yeah,
just
yeah.
oversized.
All right, Oshin.
Oshin probably spent the festival with Pimple, so they just probably had a picnic, and when they're out on the watching the boats and it starts to snow, Oshin holds them from behind because assuming he'd be cold, and really quietly just says to him, like, "I'm really glad that I know you."
He just pulls you close and kisses you. So you also see the tip to tail. The three of them are there, and they are putting out 3 matching boats. You see. I'll find other people. Ivy is there at one point. Kurt and his wife putting out a very small boat. Mo comes as well, and he puts out a boat. Patsy and a couple of the other goblins are there. At one point, you see they're having fun in the woods. A lot of the goblins were in the woods, but Patsy and a couple of them come out and put boats out. Tybalt comes out. He has a very beautiful, fancy little boat, probably one of the fanciest little ones there, double master. He puts that out.
It's a
Several
galleon.
names written on it.
Of course, I expect nothing less from him.
I was saving this for
Yeah.
Regatta, but I guess I couldn't blame it for using
Zeknar
it now.
Fettles is there. Tira is there. A few minutes later, towards the end of the people, the last few people come out. At the same time, over on one side, you see Vasifra. She comes down and she just stands at the water's edge and she holds this little carved boat. It's nicely carved, with it obviously made out of a single piece of driftwood and looks like it's been painstakingly carved for a while. A little burning candle on it. Only a single name. You don't quite catch which name, but it's very obvious there's just one name on it, and she sets that adrift. And on the other side, Saldana's dad and Stokes come down. They each have one boat. Beautifully painted on the side. One says Jastra, the other says Saldana. And they place them in the water, and Saldana's father starts crying, and Stokes hugs him.
Mari, seeing that and knowing what she knows about Jastra, she actually starts to tear up really bad, but she lets them have their moment. Because she doesn't know how to explain that she knows that both of them are fine.
Well, her father knows that Saldana is around, and this is about remembrance, and
Yeah.
but he seems to think, or at least believes, that he's never going to see her again.
Hmm.
And as the boats drift off and start to flow around, and the snow is falling, and everything becomes more reverent and calm, people are sitting and remembering and whispering quietly their moments of loved ones. The clouds above start to break a little bit, and this sort of ghostly emanation seems to push down through the clouds. A very long, almost 500-foot pointed down sort of emanation. This long piece of just ghostly white material is coming through the clouds, and the clouds part are pushed aside as this comes down closer and deeper, and nobody knows what to make of it. They're just watching this ghostly emanation emerge. The snow falling all around, hundreds of feet above the city, and it continues to float down and farther down as it breaks through the clouds. It's gotten wider and wider. As it breaks through the clouds, you realize it looks like the hull of a ship made out of a ghostly white material. And it continues to float down and eventually slowly touches the water. As it touches the water, you can see onto it, and it is a ship of some sort. There are sails, masts, and people on the ship, all made of this ghostly white stone. All the ships get pushed aside, and the boat rests gently into the water. And seeing all of the little ships around, they light a single torch and hold it for the rest of the evening. They do nothing else but sit there and respect this ritual. That's where we're going to end. At the first snowfall and the first Goa. Thank you all for being here. We'll see you, and thank you for staying for a Halloween special. We'll see you in 2 weeks. No, we won't see you in 2 weeks. We'll see you over the next 2 weeks as we sit here and raise money for the Trevor Project. And I hope that moments like these are the ones that you remember the most, because although we may not do this every night, these are the moments that we live for. These are the moments that make this story. No matter how goofy or silly or how many technical problems we have or whatever, this is what we're doing here, these moments. Thank you for sharing them with us. I love you all. And if you need anything, my emails are always open. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.